Hello, welcome back to the channel. Now I've just finished painting this, which turned out quite nicely. So watch me paint it here and talk my usual random nonsense. Without further ado, let's do some painting. Hello, welcome to my latest video and all that business. It's been a few days since I've done a full video, if you like, so I've been on call and all that business with work. There's some workmen, I think a couple of doors down. I can hear a load of drilling and shouting and general building related noises, so if any of that pops up on the video, I apologise in advance. So anyway, check my various cameras on. I'm going to be painting on this stretch canvas. It is 20 by 16 inches. It's an old painting I did a couple of years ago when I first started doing oils, and you know, I thought it was amazing back then, but as I've developed, it's not that good, so I'm going to go over it. Now there's something wrong with this canvas. It's kind of leaned over a bit. I think it might be warped or something like that, but I'm going to paint on it regardless, and if needs be I could always cut it off its frame and redo things, but anyway, that'll be at a later date. So now I'll get my palette cam switched on, and I will see you in just a second. Right then, just get a suitable point and show you what's on my palette. I'm using quite small dollops because I'm getting quite low on paint again, and I can't afford a great deal of paint, so I'm just trying to ration it a bit. So I've got some primary blue, I've got some Indian yellow, burnt umber, ultramarine blue and titanium white, and that's my lot. So just those 5 colours. Just plonk some zest it in the middle as usual. Plonk, just a little bit, don't need much, and then start mixing stuff up. So I'm just going to get a bit of this ultramarine blue and just put it in my burnt umber, make a nice grey colour, hopefully. Might be a bit more actually. There we go, sort of greyish. I'll get some more ultramarine blue and find where I put it in my tube, because I get these from Paris and it's all in French, so I've got to try and decipher what the colours are. So anyway, I put some blue on, but if you're going to get paint, get it from France. It's superb quality, particularly this Le Franc Bourgeois stuff, and you know, it's a little bit more expensive, but it seems to last a hell of a lot longer and much better quality than, you know, your student grade oils and the cheaper stuff. So anyway, a bit more ultramarine blue. I'm just going to put it in that Indian yellow, my green colour. While I've got this blue, I'm just going to put a bit more in that, make some more grey. Right then, we're there. I just need to do a bit of a sky colour, so just grab some of that titanium white, put it in the blue. There's also a bit of green gone in there as well, but that doesn't matter. You get all sorts of colours in the sky. So there we are, we shall get going. Don't know how well the camera picks up that grey colour, so I'll just add a bit of white and a lighter tone. You can see that it is actually grey. And the same with the green, make a bit of a lighter tone, just in case I need it. Right, let's start doing. So I'll get my face camera turned on and I will see you in just a second. Right then, let's do it. Cameras are back on, and find a suitable brush. Just give them a quick wipe actually, because I cleaned them earlier. I don't clean them that often or particularly well, so I'd much rather paint than standing over a sink cleaning brushes. So they are a bit of a mess, but that doesn't matter in my opinion. particularly for my style of painting. So I'll just dry the excess water off because I don't want to get water in my oils, end up with a big oil slick. So then let's start doing. I've got two flat brushes as usual, one for my lighter tones, one for my darker tones, and we will do. So I'll get my brush for the darker tones. Just going to put some of this grey down first of all. Just see what happens. There we go. A couple of lumps and bumps going on already, just by going like that. And just give the brush a quick wipe again. Just plonk some of that green on as well, just there. There we are, simple as that. Should be quite a quick painting. Right, I'm going to grab some of this blue colour, the sky. Oh, I can hear those voices again outside. Bloody inconsiderate. Oh, Christ, that's good, isn't it? Yeah, I'm trying to do a video. Obviously they don't know I'm doing a video, but it's still inconsiderate. Oh, bear with me, it's a good start, isn't it? There we go. Right, where were we? Bit more of that sky colour. Yeah, we're all keeping well. So it's been a few days since my last full video. But with being on call, I need my phones ready to go. I don't want to be videoing and not being able to receive calls or anything like that. So I choose not to film when I'm on call. Right, I'll grab my nearest fingers as well. I do like using fingers for the sky. I don't know why, I just do. Seem to get more random shapes and things with fingers as opposed to brushes. Because brushes you get a bit of repetition, which of course in real life you don't get in the sky. You can be a lot more random with your fingers. No shape is the same. Well, I think anyway, my humble opinion. Right then, let's get my other brush again. Grab some of this bluey grey. Just start whacking some storm on. I was just scanning through Facebook the other day and a photo came up and it was a picture of a thing called a Christingle. Now, I don't know if they have Christingles in other countries, but in the UK, you know, growing up here, you had Christingle. I know, during, primary school and all that sort of thing. And to this day, I haven't the foggiest idea what it's about. But it's basically an orange with a hole in it. You ram a candle in it and you put cocktail sticks in with, nowadays they have sweets in, but back then, because we didn't have anything, we had monkey nuts and raisins and that was your lot, and you put a bit of red tape around it for reasons unbeknownst to me. I suppose it was a religious thing, and I suppose the orange represents the world and the candle represents something or other, and I don't know. So anyway, that photo came up, just reminded me of the trauma of having to parade around the church. You know, you should go up to the church for these bloody Christingle things we've made, do a procession thing around the church, sing a few bloody hymns with our candles lit, and then bugger off back to school and eat the monkey nuts and raisins and all that business. So it's all very weird custom. But anyway, I might have to read up a bit on Christingle and all that business. I suppose it happened around about October, because we started back in school in the September, and you'd have a harvest festival where you fill the church full of fruit and veg and tins of guava halves, and harvest festival. Then almost immediately after that, we had Christingle. And it was one of them things you had to do. You had no bloody choice. You did it. But happily nowadays, well, I don't know, I'm not in school, but I imagine it's a lot more diverse now than it used to be. Because back then, no matter what your religion was, you had to do Christingle and Harvest Festival and all that sort of thing. Anyway, nice stormy sky. I suppose the best thing about it was we were allowed to mess about with candles. It was the only time of year we could when we were kids. We had, license to light candles and walk around with them, which was great. And also the eating bit, because it was very food orientated. Right, let's, I'm going to get a bit more Indian yellow, might mix some titanium white into it, and start sorting out this landscapey bit down here. Palette knife. Oh, I'll get my big, enormous palette knife. My big trusty scraper. Just add a bit of titanium white on it. Just establish a quick horizon along there. I'm only establishing it at this stage. There we go. And I'll get some of this Indian yellow. I've been painting every single day, even though I haven't done a full-length video. Every day I've been painting. Have a look on Instagram, because I publish stuff every day on Instagram. Oh, this bush is falling apart. There's bloody bristles everywhere. Yeah, I'm going to have to retire that bush. It's crap. I'll get something else. What I'll also get is a bit of primary yellow. So I'm not very organised today, am I? I'm spending most of my time rifling, looking for stuff. Where's my primary yellow? Oh, there it is. Grab some of that. So yeah, if anyone else remembers Christingle, I'll be keen to know what other countries do they have Christingle. I suppose it might be Christian countries. I don't know, because I'm not religious enough to know. And if you remember Christingle, let me know. Right. Primary yellow. Just whack a bit on there. I'll also get a bit more of this grey colour. Try and get these bloody bristles off from earlier. It's looking very dark at the minute. I think it'll continue to look dark, but we'll see what happens. Right, a bit of ultramarine blue, I feel. Just there, just creates a bit of distance, and you'll see in a minute what I'm getting at. All looks a bit horrible and messy at the moment, but as many of you know, I like to start with a mess and end up with something reasonably meaningful. Just get some titanium white. Just start adding it in the distance. Bear with me while I think, which is not very often. A few interesting hills and things going on in the distance. Oh, all the noise outside has stopped. I wonder if they're on a lunch break or something like that. I've probably jinxed it now, it's all going to start up again. Bet your bottom dollar. Bags of movement, and I'm starting to like it. I wasn't sure a minute ago, but it's starting to make a bit of sense. Right, a bit more sky. Get my only flat brush now, having destroyed the other one. So yeah, you know, the Christingland Harvest Festival as well. You know, we just used to fill the church full of shit. You know, bloody fruit and veg and bread, but most of it was cans of peaches and spam and everything else, all the other stuff that nobody eats, all went in there. And there'd be a service, and then all the crap was in the church for a week. It'll then get distributed to all the elderly people around the village, which was good. Yeah, it was a brilliant thing. But yeah, sorry if I offend anybody. I'm not religious, but I just didn't get the going into church and worshipping fruit and veg and tins of food. Be better off just collecting the stuff and handing it out around the village to all the elderly, vulnerable people, rather than singing to it and praying about it and leaving it in the church for a week. But anyway, that is my opinion, so I apologise if, you know, there's plenty of religious people out there, which I get, you know, I understand various religions and things, but I'm not hugely religious. I was raised as a Catholic, but that's probably why I'm not religious now, because we used to get taken to church every Sunday. And when I was old enough, I decided not to be religious anymore. I believe in something, but I don't know what. I haven't decided. Right, this is looking not too bad, a bit stormy. Not bad. Right, I'll get some more titanium white. Just plonk that there. Oh, it is lovely and quiet now. you know, got some good memories of the local church in the village, because it was very much the focal point of the whole village. You know, it used to be our playground. You know, there were lots of hiding places among all the gravestones and everything else, you know. Bit more yellow just there. There we go. And this is a story I told, perhaps a year and a half ago in a previous video. The church roof was being done. There was a fundraising campaign, you know, to raise money for the church roof fund, like every church in Britain seems to have these fundraising events. But anyway, the church got hold of the money and were having the roof done. And for weeks there was bloody scaffolding up the church tower on the roof, and there'd been men up there beavering away. And now, what I'll say before I carry on, if there's any younger people here, don't mess about with fireworks. And I mean that seriously, because it is dangerous. But when we were kids, you know, there were these workmen on the roof, on the church roof, and me and a mate of mine, who I won't mention his name, to protect the innocent, we got hold of some fireworks. I don't know how. Well, living in the middle of a village, you just couldn't get hold of them. But we had these, you know, these little rockets with a stick. And, you know, we'd been around the village, you know, lighting these rockets and stuff like that, and having enormous fun. And, you know, this churchyard had lots of hiding places, you know, the gravestones and all that business. It also had a couple, well, I think there was one or two portaloos, you know, for the workmen to come down and go to the toilet and all that business. So anyway, we rocked up with fireworks and everything else in a carrier bag, and we thought, wouldn't this be funny to prank, if you like, prank the builders, the workmen on the church roof. So we hid behind the portaloo, or behind some gravestones, I can't remember, but anyway we hid. And sure enough, the call of nature kicked in, and one of the workmen moved down the scaffolding across the churchyard to this portaloo. And you know, we were there hiding, giggling with our carrier bag of fireworks. He went in the portaloo, and we, you know, pulled out a little rocket from out of this carrier bag with a stick. And because I was, you know, I was a little bit taller than my mate, but, you know, he got on my shoulders, or I gave him a bunk up or something like that. He lit a firework, I gave him a bunk up, and he dropped a firework down an air vent on this portaloo. You know, you get the blue and grey portaloo things made of plastic. You know, even in the 80s they haven't changed at all. And so he just dropped this firework down, and you know, we ran off and hid behind a gravestone giggling. And there was an almighty whee of a firework going, and the dull thud as it banged in this portaloo. And I can see it now. If I close my eyes, I can see it. And you know, the roof of the portaloo, there's the air vent, it's got a plastic tube. You could see it just poof, a little puff of smoke, and a ring of smoke just slowly went into the sky. You see the ring getting bigger. You know, after the and the bang and then the ring of smoke. As soon as that happened, the doors, this bloody portal or the door, just swung open. This bloke came out, there's smoke everywhere, like that, with his trousers around his ankles. It was like bloody stars in their eyes. I don't know if you remember that. They just emerged from the smoke, you know, going like this with his trousers. We ran. You know, I don't think he saw us, but bloody hell, we legged it. And for the few days after that, we just gave the churchyard a wide berth, you know. We never got caught. Never. But yeah, it was funny. Right, perhaps a bit of Indian yellow there as well. This isn't looking too bad, a bit stormy, a bit dark, but it's all good fun. Bits of things going on in the distance which work. Right, just get a bit more of this grey colour. Or grey bluey colour, just whack it in the foreground here. But yeah, one stormy painting. It's not perfect at all, but it's a painting. It does the trick. Put a few lumps and bumps over there in the distance. But other than that, I think we're done. Simple but effective. Yeah, it'll do, I think. Just sit back and have a look. And I'll just sort that bit out up there. It's all looked a bit uniform. There was a bit of a line going on there. A bit more blue. But other than that, I think we're done. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. It does mean a heck of a lot. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell thing if you want to get notificated. And yeah, it took about 20 minutes, not bad. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. It means a lot, as I say, and thank you for all of your lovely comments and things like that. Don't forget, as I've already mentioned, I am on Instagram. I post every single day on Instagram, and I'm also on Facebook. So yeah, just put Jon Kidd Artist or Jon Kidd Art into Google. Now, I think there's a quantity surveyor or something called Jon Kidd in America. So don't get confused with him and me, because I'm certainly not a quantity surveyor. So yeah, put Jon Kidd Artist in and I show up. So yeah, website jonkidd.co. Can't talk. jonkidd.co.uk, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.